Alright, so hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing pasta art with all sorts of noodles. Right now I have thin spaghetti and rigatoni, so that's what we're going to be working with today. But before I get into supplies, I want to go over our project today, a little bit about pasta because fun facts are fun, and the general schedule of this video. Pasta is the Italian word for noodle, and there are many different types of noodles. There are rice noodles and wheat noodles like these that we normally eat. There are so many different types, and noodles are so old, they come from all over the world. There are people eat noodles in China, in Thailand, in India, in America, in Italy, in Britain. Literally everyone eats noodles. So they're very versatile and lots of people like them. If you don't like noodles, that's okay though. I mean, I'm not gonna judge, but I personally love my spaghetti. So, these normal noodles that we'll be talking about, or that I will be using today, are made from wheat and eggs. So that's just sort of like fun fact of the ingredients. And the reason why noodles and different types of noodles can be seen all over the entire world is that wheat and rice and grains in general were some of the first things that cavemen ever planted. As for the projects, this is going to be a lot different from the origami one. This is going to be much more free forming, just kind of like a guiding video to maybe inspire you guys or give you guys the time you need to dedicate towards this project. And I'm not going to really be telling you how to fold things or how to specifically do this. I want you guys to be creative and come up with your own artwork. I want to remind you guys to put your names on the back or the front, wherever you feel like it's important to have your name. We need your name. The supplies that we need today include paper. Coloring supplies are optional, and I just have crayons for today. And then you'll also need some way to attach your noodles. I would recommend glue, but tape might also work. It would just be a little more difficult. The glue that I have today is kind of old, and so I'm gonna need to use Q-tips to get the glue out of the bottle. So don't mind me, just use your glue however you need to use it, and as long as the noodles stay on the paper, everything is okay. We will also need a flat surface. I'm going to be working on this rug on my porch today, and some ideas that you guys can do for your projects include a robot, a T-Rex, a lion, and a self-portrait. You can also do multiple projects and turn in whichever one you like the best. I don't want to get in your guys' way. I want you to be creative and make whatever comes to mind. If you need help, of course, I'll be here to tell you and show you what I'm doing. But if yours takes a little bit longer to make, you can pause the video whenever you want, come back to it, or you can keep going after the video ends, or even just use this as an idea to bounce things off of. While I'm working, I don't want you guys to be afraid of going and making your own path. I want you to realize that this is completely your project and you can make it look however you want. So today I think I'm gonna be trying to make a little robot, and again, don't worry about following me. This is your time to be creative and do whatever you'd like to do. So I have my pasta here, and my paper, and my glue, and my coloring supplies. So again, you do not need all of this, but it is best for you to have it. I'm going to start by making the outline of my little robot guy with some spaghetti. So I'm just going to open up this package. And I think, okay, so this is going to be kind of difficult. Don't be a little afraid if it doesn't seem like it's going to work out, because it's going to be kind of difficult to get the pieces all the same size. Yeah, but that's looking pretty good so far. I've got his body. And I'm going to sort of outline everything and put all of my noodles in the right place before I glue them down. You may put a noodle down and glue it, or do all of your noodles and then glue all of your noodles, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. Also, you can either color or outline your project first with a crayon, pen, or pencil, or you can just go right on in like I'm doing and improvise. So now I'm going to give him a little neck. Oh, and see, they're rolling away. So this is just going to be kind of a tricky project. I'm going to give him like a wide face. I think this would make him happy. And then this I'm gonna put right down there, kind of like a belt. He's gonna have a little belt. And I'm gonna give him some sides to his head, just like this. And then maybe some legs now, maybe like this. And here. Oh. If your noodles are rolling away, don't worry about it. You can just keep going and put them back in their place later. And I'm gonna give him some lanky feet as well. And another food that you can do this artwork with is beans. So if anyone doesn't have any pasta, but they have beans or some other food that doesn't spoil when you leave it out, that is a perfectly good resource to use as well. And so this noodle is a little bit too long. I'm just going to take a little bit off of that and break it off over here. And so beans or rice can also be used to make whatever artwork you would like. So there's one foot. Now there's his other foot. And I think now he needs some arms. But first I want to see if I can make him some arms out of this plastic. I'm not sure if this is what I would like. Oh, I think that looks very nice. And so there are his little arms. He's kind of like, "What's up, guys? How are you doing?" And then I'm gonna give him some little fingers. Just like 1, 2, and 3. So that way he can grab stuff. Oh. One, 2, 3. And now he needs some eyes, And so I think I'm just gonna give him little kind of slits like that. And maybe he wants a bigger belt, so I'll give him another belt. And then now maybe like something like that with some buttons. I think I'll add just little buttons out of these noodles. And then maybe an antenna for a tail. Can I do that? Like a little antenna. That's pretty cute. So I'm satisfied with this little layout, and now I'm gonna start gluing. And so like I said before, my glue is very weird. It's kind of pale blue, and I think I'm gonna put it on the noodle rather than on the paper, so that way I can put my noodle wherever I want and then stick it down like that. And I'm gonna start with his body. Because I think that's the most important part. And so once I get his body where I want it to be, then I can go back and glue in all the other details and things that connect to it. And so see, this is very tricky. I think spaghetti is kind of hard to work with because it's so thin. Maybe if you don't get thin spaghetti, but a thicker spaghetti, that might work for you better. I'm not really sure here. I mean, as long as you do your best, that's all that really matters. And so you can kind of see that I'm struggling a little bit, but that's okay. And so just remember to be patient and kind of just work with it, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna give him, oh, it's stuck to me, I'm gonna give him a little button there. Oh, this is gonna be difficult now. So I've got glue on my hands. And a little button here. And I need more glue on my Q-tip. I'm gonna put this one right there next to him. I'm gonna give him his tail. Another way you guys can try and glue all of this down is to work from the top to the bottom, because that way, by the time when you have to work on the top, your hands cover the rest of your artwork, which means it's possible to either smear it or accidentally knock something over, and then that would make it more difficult to work with later, and it would be harder to glue down. Also, the bigger the noodle, the more glue you might need to lay it down with. So don't be afraid to use a little bit of glue. And so you can see how this would be much more difficult if I had to tape all of these down. And for these little fingers, since they're so small, I'm just gonna put the glue directly on the paper and then put the finger on the glue. And this may work for you better throughout your whole project. Oh no, this last little finger. I'm not sure where that guy came from. We'll just keep him around, I suppose. Now I'm going to do this other side. There we go. And so I'm currently doing this artwork outside, which I highly encourage you guys to try and get outside at least sometime during the day. But if you can't, that's completely fine. I like being outside because it's calming and very relaxing. It is getting a little chilly out. I am wearing a sweater, but it is also very nice. So if you have the chance, you can take it, but if you don't, that's completely okay too. So I'm gonna put his neck up here. And so you can see now that I'm like working through this. Some of my noodles are just going everywhere. But then these other ones in the middle here that I've tied down, glued down, it is much nicer. And so now I'll be doing his head right here. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to do the sides of his head first, then go back in for the top. And remember, when you make a rectangle, you want to kind of make sure that all of the sides are the same, so that way your rectangle comes out fairly even. So now I'm going to do his little eyeballs, and this is going to be very tricky because they're so small. And now they're sticking to my hands because I've got glue on my fingers. So if you need to wash your hands at any point to just kind of reset, you can try that too. So now we just have his legs left. Oh no, it's getting a little messy. first foot. There we go. He's looking pretty snazzy so far. Whoops. Oh no. Here we go. There he is. Now we just have a few pieces left. There. Like that. So here is my finished, here's my finished robot guy. I'm very proud of him. And so now I'm just going to do a little finishing touches with my crayons. You guys don't have to, but you can if you want to. And I'm gonna give him some little blue eyes underneath his eyebrows, sort of deal. Then maybe a little pink smile. And then I'm gonna give him a red dot on top of his antenna. Like that. And then maybe some more lights on this side. And then I'm going to color this part purple. And then I'm gonna give him some hair. Because why not? Maybe like pigtails. I think that would be very cute. And that crayon isn't very good, so I'll try and find another one. Maybe that shows up better. Yeah, there we go. And now I'm going to write my name on it down in this, up in this top corner. Just like that, and I'm all done. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me for this project. I hope you had a lot of fun. Again, if you're not done, pause the video or keep going. You can replay any parts of the video that you like, and I encourage you guys to have lots of fun with this, and I hope you have a good day.